Well, this wouldn't be an episode of Spot On with Link Lauren if we did not do a Royal Roundup. You guys know I love the royal family. I revere the pomp, the circumstance, the monarchy. I love everything having to do with the royals, but we have to start off by talking about the fake royals, the wannabe royals, the knockoff royals over in Montecito, and that is none other than the Duke and Duchess of Scamalot, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, because their popularity continues to dwindle down. Now, as we told you in the last episode, their Netflix deal is not getting renewed. That $100 million deal is not getting renewed, and some more folks have chimed in. So we have this comment from a British broadcaster and photographer, Helena Chard. Here's what she had to say about Harry and Meghan. There are whispers that Harry and Meghan's Netflix deal will expire quietly. I can't imagine that either party would want to shout this news over the rooftops. They will hope it's a smooth transition. Now, she says the Sussexes' star attraction has taken a nosedive. The majority of their material has received poor viewing figures, and there doesn't seem to be suitable appeal for any new productions starring the duo. That's true. The court of public opinion is key here. The public do not feel kindly toward them. They trashed their family, created a huge amount of damage, and monetized off of the back of the attacks. Now, this is what I've been saying for years. Okay? Meghan Markle, she goes over to the royal family. She cons them into thinking she's this big Hollywood actress, even though none of us had really heard of her before. Barely any of us had heard of her. I'd never watched Suits. She was like a D-list actress struggling to make it in Hollywood. But she goes over there. She cons the royals into thinking she's this big Hollywood starlet. Whoop-de-doo. Okay? They throw her a massive wedding in the summer of 2018. They roll out the red carpet. They give her a big, beautiful wedding and party. The family embraces her. The Queen embraces her. Charles embraces her. William and Catherine. Everyone embraces Meghan Markle with open arms. They welcome her family. They welcome her with all the baggage. Okay, all the baggage that came with Meghan Markle. They welcomed it. They say, if this is who Harry loves, then we are going to embrace her. The British people embraced Meghan Markle. They said, if this is who Diana's son wants to marry, we will welcome her with open arms. They were lining the streets. You can go look at the footage from the royal wedding in 2018, lining the streets. It wasn't good enough for Meghan Markle. She didn't want to work, sort of like Jasmine Crockett. She doesn't want to work. She wants to twerk. She's lazy. So Meghan Markle, she was lazy. She didn't really want to work. She didn't want to do the royal duties, even though there weren't that many of them. And she turned around and she accused the royal family of racism. She accused them of racism. She said she was miserable. She said they gave her mental health issues, which I really don't believe, in my opinion. She's a very grown, secure woman who doesn't seem to be someone you can shake. She seems to be pretty strong here, okay? But she says the royal family drove her to have mental health issues. She does tell-all books and Oprah and documentaries and 6-part series and another reality show. And guess what? The grift is up. The grift is up for Meghan Markle. She's going to have to find something to talk about other than the family she was a part of for 2 years, right? She marries in 2018. She leaves the royal family at the beginning of 2020. She was around like 18 to 24 months. I think she's going to have to find something new to discuss. So she's been writing on this title, The Duchess of Sussex, for years and years and years, the last 5 years, and the well is run dry. Okay, the well has run dry. Netflix knows this. The court of public opinion knows this. People aren't that interested anymore. What made them interesting in the beginning was the fact that they absconded to the US and turned on the royal family. That, even though I love the royal family, is what was interesting. Well, now that is no longer. They've gotten all the juice and they've squeezed all the juice they can out of that. And I think Netflix has finally said, uncle, we're over it. There's nothing else. And speaking of Netflix and this deal they have with Archwell, their production company, Meghan and Harry talked Netflix into licensing this book. And the book was called Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Now, they allegedly talked Netflix into spending $3 million licensing and optioning this book to turn into a film, some type of programming on Netflix that Harry and Meghan were going to produce. And Meghan Markle couches herself as this Hollywood maven and genius and this wicked, incredible wizard producer, even though she has no qualifications whatsoever and was never very successful in Hollywood. So they optioned this book and it goes nowhere. It was just reported in Page 6 on the New York Post in an exclusive, no director, no producer. It's sitting around collecting dust. Of course Netflix is pissed, right? Netflix, all these streamers, they're trying to make money. It's a very competitive environment. When they're spending a couple million here, a couple million there, and Harry and Meghan are doing nothing, they've spent millions licensing this book. I haven't read the book. Maybe it's a good book. Might be great. Maybe I'll put it on the reading list when I take a vacation in about 5 years. But until then, I won't be reading it. But they licensed the book for millions of dollars. Harry and Meghan don't want to do anything. Meghan always jumps from one passion project to the next, right? She wants to do a clothing line. Then she wants to sell jams, jellies, and dog biscuits. Then she's going to do this show. And then she's going to do a blog. And then she's going to do this. It's manic. It's manic for Meghan Markle. Manic Meghan. Let's call her Manic Meghan because she changes what she wants to do in her career every day. She came out with the jams and jellies and as ever And then now she says she's not going to restock till next year and she might want to do the clothing line. Who does that? Who does that? She names the brand American Riviera Orchard, then she changes it at the last minute. Then she changes it to this. It's too freaking much. It's manic and it's crazy. And I think the crux of the issue is that she actually doesn't want to work. I think Meghan Markle just doesn't want to work. She wants to twerk. She wants to get millions of dollars to sit around her mansion in Montecito and not really do anything. And she doesn't have that hustle mentality that even the Kardashians and Kris Jenner have. Because I look at Meghan and Harry now as sort of reality stars like the Kardashians, but the Kardashians know how to hawk their products. They know how to build Skims and those brands and good American jeans. Meghan Markle doesn't have that. She doesn't have that magic touch, and she's not very likable, right? She's not likable to almost any audience. I think she has 5 or 6 fans left, and they always find their way to my comment section. But Meghan Markle, we wish you well. I don't know what's going to happen with this book you option, but it's no surprise to me that Netflix, from a capitalistic standpoint, has said goodbye, au revoir, we'll see you later. Now, speaking of the real royals, we have to talk about Prince William and Charlotte. So I love this next generation of royals. You have George, Charlotte, and Louis. I love seeing the kids grow up, and they seem so well adjusted as young kids, especially being in the public eye at that level with that volume and velocity of press constantly, which is a testament to William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, how they're raising these kids, right? Prince William, he was taking care of his wife, who was having health issues, was dealing with cancer. They were raising their children. They were doing royal engagements and duties, and they never complained once. They never complained once, which is a stark contrast to the couple over in Montecito, California, that constantly complains, wants to say they can't even come back to the UK. It's not safe for them to come back to the UK. And so I love seeing this next generation of royals because they seem like such good, well-adjusted kids, which is a testament to their parents. Well, Prince William and Princess Charlotte, they went viral over the weekend because they attended this big, huge soccer match. Now, for the folks watching in the UK, you call it football. Here, we call it soccer. So let me read you a little bit about what's going on. We have the pictures up on the screen. So Princess Charlotte, she watched the British women's soccer team take on Spain at the 2025 European Women's Championship in Switzerland on Sunday alongside her dad, Prince William. Now, Charlotte, she is a huge sports fan. She was at Wimbledon. She's now at this soccer game. She loves accompanying her parents to these big sporting events. Maybe she's very athletic herself. I don't know. They keep that private, which is totally their prerogative, and as they should. But I love seeing her out with her father. She's the only daughter. She's beautiful. She's stunning. She's going to continue to grow up in the public eye. And I just love that they're so well adjusted. And like I said, that has all to do with the parents and the folks around them. And it also goes to show you can raise kids in the royal family and have them come out great and fine. And it's really about the parents. You know, it's nature versus nurture, but a lot of it is nurture. And I think with Harry and Meghan, it's a good thing that they left because I don't know if they would have had the same parenting skills to manage the public eye and raising their kids over in the UK. William and Catherine, they've struck that incredible balance of knowing when to bring the kids out, knowing when to let them be kids. And I don't think Harry and Meghan have that. And I think also we're going to continue to see Meghan trot her kids out for fame, fortune, to sell her dog biscuits, right? Every time Meghan's, popularity dips, she's not getting headlines for a few days. What does she do? She brings out the kids, Archie and Lilibet. She brings out those kids. And I think we're going to continue to see Meghan Markle hawk these kids as she becomes more desperate. But the royal kids, I think I prefer. Okay, I love the real royal kids. They're classy, they're elegant, they're nice, they're not trying to do too much. The kids over in Montecito, I think it's a little sickening when you see Harry and Meghan trot them out for fame and fortune.